recording. And if I remember correctly, we did talk a little bit in the MLA because you're a manager for actually a OQ team. Is that right?
Yeah, I was the social media manager for the OQ team, which my parents own.
Right. Okay. Sick, dude. That's really cool, actually.
Thank you,
Um,
thank you.
yeah, they have like a Blaze Olive and Will, I think, right? I was on that team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the first spots, by the way.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I think I'm actually applying the combine for the team that beat them, so it's kind of a small world here. Like,
Yeah,
kind of funny. But okay. So let's take a look at which year we'll start there, and let me get my notepad going for you as well. So, obviously your goal is to become a pro player, right? Is that right? Like you want to?
yes.
Okay.
It's to, I mean, overall, my goal is to become a pro player, but it's also like just to make my name or a name for myself and,
Yeah.
make a career out of League of Legends. If I become a broadcaster or
Yeah.
a streamer,
I I
or a
totally
coach
get
of
that, dude.
sorts,
I totally get
um,
that. Yeah.
something along those lines.
Yeah, for sure. All right, there's a first thing that sticks out to me like a sore thumb. Whoa, right? We got
Yeah,
some wild stuff going on right here with these,
yeah,
which is gonna be fascinating. I think that's gonna be, it's our first session. We'll probably have many more in the future, but that's already the first thing that's jumping out to me because this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. So
yeah.
I guess obviously I have a few ideas about what you're probably struggling with, but I guess what would you have to say? What do you feel like you're personally struggling with?
Um, Not necessarily any mechanically, but I am a very aggressive player, if you cannot
Mm,
tell by the amount of deaths I
yeah,
have. I
right.
I do not respect being behind. I like to
Okay.
continue fighting,
Okay.
and that's honestly the biggest
Okay.
thing.
Okay. Because what's really cool about your PGG when I looked at it is that you have high reps. So you're very similar to myself. How old are you? You're like 8 to 17.
17.
Okay, I remember when I was your age. I also was very similar to you, right? I wanted to become a pro player or like make a name for myself if I was going to go pro in league. Um, I played a lot of games, which you have a lot of games, and I died a fuck ton every game. So I feel like I'm looking at myself in the past.
Yeah,
Here, which is going to be very, very fun for me. But yeah, typically, whenever I see someone who has high reps, that means that their intuition is good, but then their high level cerebral thought of the game is lacking. So, what I really mean by this is that, like, they know how to fight, but don't know how to pick a fight,
yeah,
right? So that's what we're gonna be looking for. We're gonna start to probably develop some like very very high level learning objectives in terms of like okay like this is kind of the mindset we gotta have. This is when to take a fight. This is when not to take a fight. And I think that would be a great first review here. Okay, so you're heavy trading a lot. Um, okay. So the thing is about Hwei is that Hwei's level one is not amazing, right? So I like the
yeah,
QQ on the Ori. This is great. I like the autos on the wave, right? Like you have the fundamental idea down, right? But I think what you should do whenever you're playing Hwei, the best way to punish an enemy's cooldown level one is the push. So
yeah,
I think instead of trying to force a heavy trade and like auto and QE against Ori, what you should do is since she wasted her Q in this spot, just QE the wave because we want to try to get a stacking wave and hit level 2 first, right? Because that's when your champ actually becomes quite good, right? At
yeah,
this type of lane. So I would have preferred what you do is you just play for the wave level one, um, to punish. So I think like yeah, level one punish by QEing wave versus other mages. Like I think against a melee, I think what you did was fine. But against like a range champion, yeah, not great because your level one just not good enough without being able to proc the passive, and yeah, your Q just kind of unreliable playing level one. But you did get the push, so that's good. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at this E here. Okay, nice. Maybe Okay, so if you're gonna take E level 2, I think that's fine. But in my opinion, you can only do one E rotation at level 2 because you're not gonna have enough mana. So the thing is about Hwei, because his WE gives him mana. I don't know if you know this. Hwei actually has
Yeah,
extremely bad base mana and base mana regen for mage, right?
I
Let me
did
show.
not. I did not know that actually. I did not know
You know,
we had bad basement regen.
yeah. So I want to show you this. So his mana profile is 22.5. His base mana is 1k at level 18, right? So we compare that to Victor. Look at Victor's base mana. Victor
Yeah,
Victor has literally like almost 30% more mana, and Victor uses spells less frequently than Hwei, and he has one more base mana regen at level 18, right? So
yeah.
Hwei has like really dog shit mana because you have W, right? Riot likes to do this.
Hmm.
Whenever your champ has mana in their kit, your regen is not that high, and your base mana is not that high. So that's a long-winded way of saying like you don't want to spam QE without your W. Because I don't like the
Okay.
amount of mana you're at. You're way too little mana. So
Yeah,
I think what you usually see Hwei players do is, again, when they get a mage matchup like this, they'll either go for one trade with the QEEE like this, or what you can do is just take WE, QE the wave, and push her under turret, right? Those are your options.
yeah.
So we should hold QE level 2, only do one rotation of this. Yeah, because this is the same thing here, right? You're out of mana now. So the thing is, you've got like the right idea, right? Like I do like the aggressiveness, and it's funny. I can tell you watch the game a lot because
Yeah.
I can tell you're trying really hard to like emulate like high level laning pressure, right? I can tell. So you're just missing a few nuanced things, right? Like again, the mana conservation. I think you should wait till your level 3 spike to go for this trade, and then again, you should start with W, right? Because if you started with
Yeah.
W on this trade, you would have enough. You would get the regen from your W back, and the trade would be better. So
Yeah.
you're 1 minion away from level 3 right now, right? It's the second melee that dies, or sorry, the first melee that dies. No,
I get my level 2.
yeah, this
Or so level 3.
the second melee that dies. My bad. Is on this third wave is when you hit your level 3. So I think you should have tried to utilize your level 3 spike a little bit more mindfully there.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall done pretty good. You also, I think the other thing I'd say is you're rushing your spells too much. So, like, what I'm noticing is you're being aggressive, but it's not calculated. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of just you're being aggressive because you're trying to emulate aggressiveness rather than like thinking about, okay, what's the right timing to be aggressive. So what I would do
Hmm.
in this situation is I would wait until she has to go for a last hit here. So what I would have
Yeah.
done is been a little bit more intentional, right? Like Ori is gonna need to QW the wave to get this wave in. So I'd be standing outside the wave here, right? And then when she has to go for a last hit here, you step forward and EQW her, right? That
Yeah.
would be the mindset. But here, what I'm noticing is like, oh, she's walking up, instantly got a trade. That's the mindset I'm feeling when I watch you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely say like this is like the first core skill to develop, right? I want you to be really intentional with when you use your spells, and then I would say try to trade on last hits.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at this. Yeah, I mean, this is the same thing, right? In this situation, you don't have mana, right? Like Hwei with only one spell is just not very strong, right? You
Yeah.
would ideally want both Q and E here because what you would do here is you'd EE if she flashes it, then you would QQ, but you don't have enough mana, so you gotta just
Yeah.
like walk them auto her, and so you're just gonna get fucked. So I think this entire early lane is like again, you have the right idea. It's a byproduct of I think not pushing hard enough level 1, heavy trading too much level 1, using EEQQ 3 times at level 2 without your W, right? And then not trading on last hits. It's like all
Yeah.
these core things. These are like the specific avenues to improve your aggressiveness in lane. Okay, so TP back. Ooh, this looks good. EW. Oh my god, she's inting. Nice. What is this? Okay, nice. Yeah, like even here, I can tell like you're in a rush, right? There's no rush to last these minions. Take your time.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it would have been good to actually cancel this guy's base with your
Yeah,
QW.
I was thinking about it with QW, and I was like,
Yeah.
do I want to push the wave really fast, or I want to cancel this guy's
Mm,
base? And I decided
right.
to to push the wave really
Right.
fast.
Okay, so now we can start the trade. Or you can go for a base if you want. Okay. Yeah, and so the other thing I'm noticing is that your mental stack is so focused on trading that what are you not
Yeah,
doing?
pushing the wave or caring about my own HPs.
Yeah, beautiful, spot on, dude. Beautiful. Yeah, you're so focused on trading, you've basically forsaken every other like fundamental, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah, you're not valuing your own HP slash playing dodge, and you're not playing for push.
yeah.
So I think high level in terms of your lane, right? This is the learning objective high level for lane that from what I'm watching, what I want you to focus on. Okay, so more conservative with when you use your
Mhm.
spells, right?
Okay.
Focus on keeping yourself healthy
Yeah,
first. Play dodgeball, then go, right? And I think play for wave as a default as Hwei because enemy under tower is when you start winning, right? And real quick, I'll just show
yeah,
you one of my own Hwei games so you can kind of see what I mean. Here, okay, we'll take a Victor game here, for example. So, like, the biggest thing that I'm trying to do is I'm always gonna try to keep this Victor in a situation where he's gonna have to like lose minions, right? I'm gonna try to trade on minions, or he's gonna be completely trapped under his turret, right? So like
yeah,
in this situation here, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna slam the wave, QE the wave. Notice I'm not like too focused on heavy trading with him. I'm just
yeah,
slamming the wave in. I'm trying to generate some priority, and I move into this play. That's fine. I come back, I reset, here, get lost chapter, come back on the map again, play for the shove. Lane starts again, immediately play for the shove. And then once the wave's under turret, this is where Hwei becomes really oppressive because when the
yeah,
enemy is under turret, not only are they tanking minion aggro, it's really easy for you to go for EEQQs at this range,
yeah,
right? So I want you to put way more of emphasis on getting the push first because Hwei's not a champion where like perma pushing is bad, right? Like there's some champs where you perma push and it's like, okay, I did nothing with my push. Whereas again, when
yeah,
you're Hwei, when they're under turret, you actually can really fuck them up really hard, right? Because you're constantly throwing out EWs, you're throwing QQs, QEs, QWs, Rs, like you're just throwing a bunch of shit in their face when they're under turret for no opportunity
yeah,
cost. Let me see if I have another example here. This one, I think this one, shows that really well. So like here I get Vlad under turret, right? Again, my mindset here is constantly keep him under turret. And you're gonna see when he's under turret, I'm just gonna start slamming him with a bunch of random shit, right? I'm just gonna like throw EW here on the wave because he's under turret. Because he can't trade when he's under turret like this. Boom. And then I
yeah,
get a QW. And then same thing here, right? He's still pinned under turret, so I'm gonna go for another EW, right? Again, push for the wave, get him under turret. Then now go another EW. You see what I mean? Like look at how
yeah.
oppressive this is and they can't trade back. So this is kind of
You
the
use
mindset.
EW a lot more than me.
Yeah. And the thing is, EW is really good when they're under tower because it's the lane, they don't have room to move, right? Their mental
Yeah,
stack is completely overwhelmed because they have to focus on trading, or sorry, on last hitting. They have to focus on your QQ as well. They have to focus on dodging. It's like too much, and they have no space to move.
yeah,
So that's like the main difference maker is you're not playing for shoves. You're not able to utilize your EW. You're not able to kind of like get free trades where they can't trade back. You kind of like just bash your head in against them, and that's I think the core of your problem so far from what I'm watching.
yeah,
Does that make sense so far?
yeah. No, it definitely makes sense.
Okay. All right. Lovely. Get the wave in. Yep. Push. 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 Yep. Good. 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 So this would maybe be a good situation. Oh, actually, he's covering. Okay. So I think maybe, if I was going to nitpick, you could probably lean like this and maybe fish for EW on Ori. That's probably what I
Mm-hmm.
would do in this situation. But it's okay if you like scared of Yi getting ganking you and like you don't want to be aggro right now. That's totally fine. Like I have no problems with that. Uh, yeah, again, I see the mindset. Probably here in this situation, since you already burned your Q, I would just back off, wait for your next Q, then again play for
Yeah.
the wave afterwards. Yeah, because now the problem is without R, she can kind of run up to you. So I think this would also probably be a good situation where you can EW, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think you could probably EW here, and then like go like this, and maybe try to last the minion here, because the EW will kind
Yeah.
of zone her from just running at you and sprinting at you and fucking you up.
Yeah.
Fine though, base, come back. Yep, slam the wave in. Good. Yeah, this would also be another good window for EW as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's kind of pinned against the walls. So when they're pinned against the walls like this and they don't have a lot of room to maneuver, EW becomes way better.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that. EQQ is still great. Just the problem is you didn't have R, so the trade didn't end up being that good without ult.
Yeah.
And it's again, you're not focused on trying to keep yourself alive. You're just trying to trade, but you're not thinking about like, okay, what trade can I take to maximize my HP while chunking them, right?
Yeah.
That's the mindset you gotta have when you're going for these
An
trades.
EW would do that because I can stay at range and she won't get as good a trade
Exactly.
as me.
Exactly. So I want you to focus on like instead of maximizing your trade, right? Focus on how can I avoid taking damage while still getting a good trade.
Okay.
Trade. Your wave is fucked though. Mm. Well, I think the problem here is that you went for EW when you had no when you had no Q, right?
Yeah.
I think what would have been better is two options: either you slam the wave in and you just EE the wave as well, get her under turret, or you save all your abilities and then you EW her while you have your Q up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the other thing is like sync up E and Q. Like try to E while you have Q up.
Okay.
Also, refillable pot's the most OP item in the game, so
Mm-hmm.
you should always have a refill pot.
Okay.
All right, lovely. Come back. Yeah, any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay, everything makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Okay, lovely. Yeah, so you kind of end up in this situation this way when you're not getting pushed. Like when you're on the back end, you're getting pushed in. It's like complete, like it's just so unplayable, right? And so
Yeah.
this is why we gotta avoid this at all costs by again playing for the wave, playing for your range, because Ori's just gonna outperform you in a straight up just trade because her cooldowns are shorter. Your strength is
Yeah.
your range. You're just walking way too close, it's gonna kill you. I think. Yeah. So again, you're not respecting her enough. You're walking way too close, right? Same exact idea there again. Okay. Hmm. I mean, again, I don't love this one. Why? Because you have no Q, right? You went QE already on the wave, and then you R'd
Yeah.
her, so all you landed was ER, right? You didn't even get a single
Yeah.
point of Q damage off, so you just didn't do any damage there. Nah, this is crazy. Okay, trade. Yeah, I would say in a vacuum, your ability usage is really good. Just like, if you're playing if you're playing like as if you're immortal, your ability usage is good, if that makes sense. Like you
Yeah.
know when to press WQ, you know when to press WW, right? The timings you're using E overall is not bad. Obviously, we could work on the EW. Your Q timings aren't bad. It's just like your spacing and your positioning and your respect on the enemy, it just doesn't exist, and that's why you're fucking yourself over.
Yeah.
I actually killed her. Well, oh, she walked into it. Okay, I see. That's why. Were you sniper? Oh, nice. Okay, got our boots. Yeah, so overall, like, despite all that, you're not doing too bad. I would say you're probably pretty even with her. Mage
Yep.
versus mage, I think that's okay. Especially with Hwei. Hwei's not like the most insane laner, especially compared to Ori. So, being even is pretty good for you. She's gonna kill us. Gotta be careful. Yep, good EW. Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
just forgot about it.
This is a prime example, right? I know exactly what your mental stack is focused on, right? Get the wave in, right? That's what your mental stack's
Yep.
focused on. So that means you just can't keep track of this. This perfectly encapsulates what you struggle with. It ended up being quite a bad death because I think your team takes a fight while you're dead now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really what we need to do is you need to feel out you need to experience a game when you go 0-0, right? Because
Yeah.
this is what we got, okay? So we've got on one end the player that's going like 10 deaths and like 10 kills every game, right? And
Yeah.
like making the game very volatile. And then we have here the complete vegan pacifist that does nothing, right?
Oh
So we've
god.
got we've got like we've got like the North American players versus the Korean players. How about that? So we have it like that, right?
That is what they say the Korean players are like. Whenever Will like they're talking about Korea, they're like,
Yeah,
if you don't go in, like if you're not playing aggressive in Korea, they start tweaking out and they start like
yeah,
yelling at you.
yeah, literally. So that you're kind of on this side right now, right? Which is fine, but we want to be more calculated with it. So what we want to do is I want you to play 20 games. And I want
Okay.
like all those games to be games where you're not doing much in your lane. You're just
Yeah.
chilling, pushing the wave in, keeping yourself healthy, and going 0-0. I want you to
Yeah.
experience what that's like, not because this is the right way to play, but because what this is going to do is that then we recalibrate and we get somewhere in the middle here, right? We want the sweet spot where you're being just aggressive enough, where you're putting pressure, but you're actually keeping yourself healthy and you're not walking into like Ori R's and you're not running into the river when Ori's hitting you. You know what I mean? It's like we don't want this to be happening.
Yeah.
So we need to go on the other extreme for 20 games. It's gonna feel really fucking uncomfortable, by the way. Your body is gonna like beg you to go in. You're gonna be like, I have to trade, right? I have to go in and trade.
Yeah.
And I want you as best you can to force yourself to overcome that, right? Force
Okay.
yourself to do nothing. Be okay with doing nothing in your lane.
Yeah.
Do that for at least 10 or 15 or 20 games. Then we can get to this nice, beautiful middle part. And then that's where your LP is going to come.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Okay. And so I think the things is focus on this. Like, again, don't take too many trades. Focus on farm. Don't die. That's kind of like the mindset we got to have. I'm just trying to do that for, a set amount of games.
Okay.
Okay, whoa, what is happening here? Okay, so let's get into the game. This is his own thing now. So in terms of deployment, you start mid because Samira was like on bot. I think that's fine. And then she ends up going mid, so now you go bot. I also think that's fine. And there's a play that happens, which you want to move to, which again, this is a dragon. You're playing a mage, you want to test dragons. So I think this is fine as well. So I think this is all good. My critique is that I think you should probably WQ this so you can help your team get in range of the Ori. Same idea, maybe a little too far up. That was really risky. I think if Yi and Ori are right here, and Ori R's you into Yi, I think you're just one shotted.
Yeah.
Oh man, yep, same thing. I think in this situation, you know, your team is already taking dragon, so you don't need to walk up here. Just chill, right? Play conservative, relax. Makes total sense now why you're dying so much. Just very clear to me.
Yeah.
You just don't give a fuck if you die, is what I'm noticing.
Kind of. Yeah. Pretty much.
It's like you're trying to like trade every moment. You're trying to be at every single fight. It's like I don't see you ever take your foot off the gas. It's like you're always going. Nice. And the thing is, you got the mechanics to when the stars align and you're not instantly one shotted, right? Again, your raw Hwei ability usage in fighting is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just so fucking far behind in XP. Ah man, I think this one's honestly fine. You just unfortunately you missed the E, right? I think it's just that simple. I don't want to overcomplicate this one. If you had landed that E,
Yeah.
she's insta dead. So it is what it is.
I think I actually sniped the Camille too.
Yeah, let's look at this. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nice. Yeah, nice. Nice. Just QQ him probably. Oh, that works too. Nice. Nice. It's so funny when I watch you play because when things work, they just work. If that makes sense, because your
Yeah.
your, your ability usage is so good that like when the stars align and you're chilling, it just works. Like you just look like it's so crazy. You can look at two clips. One of these clips you look like Faker. The other clip it looks like you have like absolutely no idea what's going on. It's so funny. It's got like you got this like really interesting mix where it's like because you're so aggressive, you're clip farming. You're literally a clip farmer. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Hmm. I think this is fine. You just gotta respect Jace combo. Okay. Yeah, the top turret. Trying to get to Rabadons here. Get your Rabadons. Okay, I mean your 3 items at 27 minutes. That's still pretty good. It's pretty on pace. So one thing I'll say is that the later into the game it gets, the more you should just group around mid and start pushing mid. So
Yeah.
I think like this is fun because at Barons you guys have to defend. But what I would say here is I don't really love how you're still split pushing. Like I think this is a lot better to do earlier in the game, like before 22, 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you just want to be there nice and early for the major key fights. Because what you gotta remember is like the later into the game it gets, the
The more
more
decided fightings.
yeah, yeah, the more valuable each death is and each objective is, right? So you
Yeah.
want to like just be there early because you're a control mage, right? You want to set up.
Yeah.
And so the reason why like I would say 12 to 20 you don't care really is because like these fights are not that valuable, right? You want your farm, you want to scale up. But I would say like especially like 22 plus minutes, like I would personally be A ramming, then catching side waves after.
Yeah.
That should be your mindset. Like especially because you already have your items.
Okay.
Fight and use it. You know, like you're already at these items. You're not going to get stronger for a long time, right? Your next spike is going to be once you literally complete your next item, which is going to take a while, right?
Yeah.
You already have Rabadons. You have like 550 AP or whatever at this point. You're just so strong. Just group and fight.
Okay, okay, okay.
Because you're just gonna be late to this dragon. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So look at the messes crits. Okay, so you're gonna be late to this dragon because your team doesn't really have setup. And then, so what happens is you feel like, okay, I need to get here, so I need a TP. And then we've created this really weird mess where we can't even create a front to back fight as a way, right? I mean, look at this. We have two people flanking, we got two people coming from here, and you're like in between all of them, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to imagine a world where instead of pushing this next wave, you're already coming here, right? You push out mid, and then you get Zehen and Elise to guard you as they open up through mid here, right?
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah, I
way
get you.
cleaner, right?
Definitely.
We still have an example of that in mid game of one of these way games. Let's see. Okay, this is a beautiful example right here. 22 minutes in the game, right? Exactly what I said. I'm at my key spikes. I'm at two, basically three items, right?
Yep.
Fuck the sides. It doesn't even fucking matter. I'm just gonna group and be in the area, right? Because it stops them from doing Baron if they want to do Baron, right? It stops them from contesting Dragon. I'm in the area. I can get my poke, and you're gonna see I'm just not even gonna go side. I'm literally just gonna A round now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just here. I'm just want to be here nice and early to set myself up. Use my lead as a mage, right? Just be here for these plays, and then the plays happen, and then we get Baron off of that. So I think that's a great, perfect example, right? Literally, the second hit 22 minutes, I'm just A ramming.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I'll say is you always want to go through mid too, because mid is what allows you to go side, right? Or sorry,
Yeah.
allows you to go enter the fight from front to back.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say like try to prioritize going through mid. Otherwise, go through a side with your team, right? If they're
Yeah.
if they're going that way. Yeah, because like you're kind of on your own in this situation. Yeah. Out of curiosity, before Hwei, what champion did you play?
Uh, so I've gone from every single position in League, actually. I
Uh,
started out playing top
mm,
lane and one tricking Garen.
mm,
Um, I went from like about Iron 4. I started at Iron 4
yeah,
a year ago or a year and a half ago.
yeah.
And after reaching about bronze, I switched to support. And then I played support and I was a Melio main, but I was an
Mm.
extremely aggressive Melio main too. I had very, very high damage for Emilio.
Yeah,
I was always up in people's faces. I was landing the Qs and stuff. I was making sure, like, I always played in line with my ADC, even like after my level 6 spike, usually, right? I
right.
tried to play as long as I could. I was very aggressive. I constant E'd myself in lane just to like get the passive off on people.
Yeah.
And then after being Emilio main for a while, I started playing Bard, Thresh,
Mm.
Leona, Rel, Pike, especially Pike. Pike's like my second or third most played champion.
Yeah, right.
Um, yeah, those are the main. Oh, Braum.
Mm.
And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm done with the support. I freaking hate support.
Right.
I can't do anything in this stupid game. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I think it's time to play some jungle. Then I played jungle, and then I picked the Emerald for the first time, and
Right.
I was a Grayish one trick.
Okay.
And all I did actually was farm. And I was like, oh
Mm.
my god, this is terrible. I'm done with jungle. This
Yeah.
position feels so OP, but whenever I play it, I feel worthless. And
Right.
then I went to bot lane, and I was like, okay, yeah, I was like 2 weeks into playing bot lane, and then I was like, okay, yeah, this is the most worthless position in this whole entire game. Like, There's no argument for it. Bot lane is only a victim role. So then I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm done with bot lane, and then I went to mid, and I was like, oh man, this actually is pretty nice. It's like, jack of all trades.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
also I started playing Hwei because Hwei is a jack of all trades.
Right. Right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Because what I'm trying to figure out is like, how did you develop this, I guess, play style, right? Where it's like you're
I
just
never
close
like
with.
played anything that was like, I mean, obviously I played Pike and all, but like other than that, I played like a lot of the supports I played, they can play as like, Thrash. He's not even really like a
Yeah.
super heavy engage. Like he has a whole entire kit or part of his kit is literally to disengage your team. Like Flay is
Yeah.
also used as a disengage tool, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just me as a person, I felt like I'm always a
Mm.
very, very aggressive. I love to do damage. I love to fight.
Right.
I've been playing
Right.
games since I've been a little kid.
Yeah.
And
Right.
like Diablo and all those games, and
Yeah.
I
Me
always
too.
build DPS builds, super
Yeah. Me
squishy,
too.
super glass cannon, and I just love to fight.
Dude, me too. Dude, you sound like myself when I was younger. I still do that. I mean, I literally play PoE as well on the side, and
Yeah,
the character I have is like a full glass cannon bow character. So I literally totally get where you're coming from there. It's just I think the difference is
yeah.
that I play Yasuo. I played Yasuo right when I was first
Oh
learning mid.
gosh,
And Italy, mid was the meta in season 3. Right, I'm a Onk right now, so Italy mid was meta. So
yeah,
it's fascinating because Hwei doesn't lean into this the way you're playing, which is very interesting to me.
yeah. I tried to like pick up Locke and Silas. I mean, I definitely
Yeah.
tried to pick up Locke recently. I literally went 0-5 on him. My games have been getting better on him, but
Yeah.
like for somebody that plays so aggressively and loves the snowball and gets leads, I'm
Mm.
terrible. Like actually terrible at like.
Mm.
Also, this Orianna does so much damage.
Yeah.
But what's it called? I'm terrible at like playing the characters that I would be good at, but like for some reason, like
Yeah.
my best champion actually Nefiri, is one of my best mid
Yeah.
champions.
So,
But
so I know exactly why. I can tell you exactly why. Why Nefuri is your best is your best, and you show the other ones is I'll point out exactly what it is.
okay,
It's this. So when you play
yeah,
assassins, the weakness to assassin is getting chunked out, right?
yeah,
So what's happening? You're so focused on how you trade that you're probably just getting fucked before you even go in. And the reason why the fairy is your best is the fairy has get out of jail free cards. Her
yeah,
E is like
W,
giga broken for mobility. It's short cooldown.
yeah,
She has 2 dashes, a shield, and her W is giga broken for avoiding damage. So it makes
yeah.
total sense why Neferi is your best assassin.
If I look at like my win rate this season, I mean, a lot of the champions I kind of struggled on the season for mid lane, right?
Yeah.
Because Hui's obviously like my actual best champion,
Yeah.
um, like by far.
Yep.
But if I take a picture or two, like my top, let's say 9 most played champions, I'll post it right here. Um, and like Silas, I thought Silas would be right on my alley, and I love
Yeah.
playing Silas whenever I get fed. But like,
Yeah.
I just like, I get my head ripped off on him, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, right. Makes sense.
Orianna, I was like, okay, she's a heavy lane bully. I'm gonna fuck with this champ so much.
Yeah.
And honestly, I got freaking my head smacked in every single time too. Neferi, I played pretty well. Ari, I struggled on pretty hard. It's because I was not very patient, honestly.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like pretty mechanically good for the most part on most
Yeah.
champions, I always struggled on Ari and hitting her charms because I was never
So
patient enough.
so there's a direct correlation with your win rate and the amount of deaths your champions have, right? So all your
Yeah,
deaths are absurdly high, but your best win rate champions also have the lowest amount of deaths, right?
yeah,
Relatively speaking. So
relatively speaking.
so I really think this is the key, right? This is the key to the kingdom, right? This is the key to your castle here. Is you need to start to develop a you need to start developing threat assessment because it just doesn't exist, right? You
Yeah,
have no conceptual idea of like when you're under threat or when you could die or like avoiding taking damage. So that's where we
yeah.
need to start. And again, I think based off of what we covered today, right? I think if we're just gonna recap, because I think I know exactly what you need to work on. I don't think we need to go
Mhm.
to another VOD. I think we know exactly where you need to put your focus, right? So
Okay.
exactly like what we covered. Okay. So I want your number one priority is let's avoid taking damage. So put mental
Yeah.
stack on dodging first, then trading. I want
Okay.
you to develop this. Put really onto this, and then as well, I want you to force yourself to play quote unquote passive for 10 games at least.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna feel really uncomfortable. You're gonna feel useless as shit. That's the point. Okay, that's the point. I
Mhm.
want you to do that. That way we can get us to go back and recalibrate to kind of being in this little bit more of a middle position. And
Okay.
I think your way specifics. I think the way specifics I want you to improve upon more EWs, right,
Okay.
in lane. I want to see more pushing, right,
Okay.
utilizing your range rather than like because you're walking too close. Um, better mana management, right?
Okay.
Especially with W, especially before you have W, right? So levels 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And then try to E when you have Q up, or vice
Okay.
versa.
Okay.
Those are the way specifics. Um, and yeah, like I really think you just high level what we need. We need to lower our deaths, right?
Okay.
This is like the quote unquote like this is what like how do I say it? This is like the quote unquote obvious thing. It's like just lower your deaths. Like this is our goal. But then
Yeah.
everything we talked about is how you actually do that, right?
Okay.
That's how you actually do it. But your overarching, like, I would literally have a sticky note somewhere that just be like, I need to die less, right? Have that be your mantra,
Yeah.
right? Like, unironically, like, pray to that shit every night, you know? It's like, literally,
Okay.
literally, you need to die less. And this is everything we covered today is how you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes complete sense.
Okay, cool. I mean, we could go through another VOD if you want, if you feel like that'd be valuable for you. Um, I don't want to waste like time if this is already like really clear, but if there's something you want to ask or you want to go over something else, something you're dying to look at, let
No,
me
I
know.
think I think we've pretty much hammered in all the points I need to really fix on. Basically also just rotating to mid and ARAMing it at 23 minutes and just
Yeah,
less focusing
exactly.
on shoving outside lanes, but whenever I can obviously do that.
Yep.
Playing objective fights a lot better and just not dying as much, not disrespecting the people I'm going against much.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Like, I want you to be like, even if you lose, if you play a game where you go like we only die 3 times, you should be like out of your seat happy, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, okay,
that's
okay.
your goal. That's your goal right now. And
I
it's
can do that.
it might come at the cost of some LP. I want to let you know that because it's gonna feel
No,
really
that's fine.
uncomfortable and it's gonna be something you're not used to. And so we're gonna have to build up from there, right? We're basically have to go a few steps backwards before we go forwards, kind of thing. So just bear
Yeah, no,
with
I
me
understand.
and let's work through it. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else you want to ask?
No, I don't think so. I think this was very informative and very helpful. I'm definitely done with having another session whenever we can.
Yeah.
Um, I have to make a Jeopardy for my team,
Hmm.
so I'm probably gonna be off now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No problem, dude.
All right.
So just last thing, keep me updated. I want you to try to get at least 25 games of what we covered. And if you feel
Yeah.
like you're getting better at it, we'll schedule another session. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks for
All
coming
right.
by.